Welcome back to Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA. Today's episode powered by Hayabusa. It's all about shadow boxing with a defensive focus. Too many times it's all about offense, but we're gonna shadow box defensively. All right, so we're gonna talk about defensive shadow boxing. Like I said, a lot of times everything is offensive. Let's shadow box. Our hands are down, we're moving, but we're not thinking about the defensive part of the game, which is one of the most important parts. So let's get into how to shadow box defensively. So the first things first, what I like to start with is understanding where your hand position is. So defense is also while you're throwing. So the first little drill I like to do is always make sure your hands are touching your head. So even if I'm moving, I'm going to keep my hands on my head. I can be dynamic, but I'm trying to eliminate jabbing and then dropping the opposite hand, and then this hand coming back to my waist, right? Keeping my head open. So nice little simple drill is, look, my hands are connected. As soon as I jab, this hand's staying up, and then when it's done, it comes right back to my head, okay? So if I jab before I cross, this hand will come, and then I come right back to my head. So you're forcing yourself to keep your hands on your head. Now, what happens is when we go too fast, that's when our chin starts to come up and our hand starts to come down. So when you're here, even focus. Like the old school, look at a mirror, right? You can see your reflection and you can see if you're having the habits of dropping your opposite hand when you punch, okay? So first step, move around, okay? Making sure your hands are up and touching your head. Now, once you have that basics done, right? It's a nice reminder, but to add defense to it in a more professional way. So while my hands are up, I'm going to be using feints and still with the concept of my hand touching my head. If I do a combination, 1, 2, 3, always have one hand touching right back to my head. So I'm feinting, I'm moving, and now I'm keeping my hands connected to my head. Now, even when I'm throwing these punches, they're not meant to be knockout big shots, right? Once we start opening up for big power shots, this is when we open up a little bit. These are the shots that what I call my occupying strikes, my touching, keeping my opponent busy, right? Thinking defensively. So off of this, right, we can add some other elements. Now, one of the first ways of defense that I like to teach is evading, right? You don't have to take the big shots. You don't have to get hit. You don't have to block. You just move. So think about it. So my hands are up. I'm feinting. I'm moving. When I punch, my opposite hand is up. Now I start evading. So you could evade in multiple ways. So if my imaginary opponent is low kicking me, I'm here, boom, I'm moving. I visualize a low kick or calf kick. I pull my leg and I move, right? I could exit out with a double back step and create movement. Hands are still up, evade. If it's a body kick, I could evade by moving my belly button backwards. Head kicks, I pull my head back. Same kind of concept with punches. I'm here, boom. The jab comes, I move my feet. I throw my cross, the cross comes back, I'm moving my feet, I'm evading, okay? That's one way, evading. Then you can use the concept of using your pairing or high guard. So I'm visualizing that. So if I throw a 1-2, I could visualize defending 1-2s back. Boom, boom, right? I can visualize punching high guard defense as I move, okay? So you're adding that type of defense. Now, the third type of defense I teach would be head movement. So hands up still, right? Even though we're moving our head, I'm not going to get into the habit here, right? I might be boom, boom, moving my head, okay? 1, 2, I can slip outside, 1, slip outside, and then I start moving my feet. 1 slip, I might angle, move my feet. 1, 2, cut, 2, move my feet, making sure my hands are up. I can roll, okay? So to put it all together, you got to understand shadow boxing, yes, it's important to put the offense out, right? That's what we're creating. But to do it in a higher level, professional way where you're thinking about the game, this is the way you want to do it, okay? So the other thing I like to do is you can use this with focus and tactics and concepts attached to it. So I could say here, all right, pick any stance you want. You're fighting someone now who has a good rear overhand punch, right? So you visualize, okay, my opponent's in orthodox, I'm in orthodox, it's this big shot coming. So this is like a real fight. Study your opponents, see what their big shots are, and then you base the shadow boxing around that. So we're thinking the overhand right. So I'm touching here, boom, What am I doing? I'm circling away from that power hand. Or I visualize here staying defensive and keeping this hand up, right? Because he might be countering my jab with that overhand. So I bring this block up. I could touch, bait him in, touch, boom, pull, and then come back, right? I could bait him in, boom, slip my head, and then attack, right? I could do the same concept with a low kick, a left hook. Visualize that. Get your fighters to kind of move around with that type of defense focus. Now, once you've seen good feinting, good hand position while striking, good defense, good movement, good footwork, good circling, good distance management, that is where I add the last part of the drill, which would be to counter, right? It's good to be able to put these pro punches out, these setup punches. It's good to defend, but you want to win, so we need a counters. Each type of defense is going to give me a different type of counter, so I want to see that in the fighter. That really tests their IQ. So if I'm playing here with the calf kicker, boom, pull the calf kick, I come back with my own combination, right? I could visualize punching, slipping, countering, and then moving again. So you can see how, right, shadow boxing, it drives me nuts when I hear shadow boxing is just shadow boxing, okay? Or when a coach could say, all right, let's warm up with shadow boxing. So you see fighters come in, yeah, it's a warm-up drill, but that's not really a way to use shadow boxing as a tool, right? Shadow boxing can be used in so many ways. This is fight prep, looking for movement. This puts everything together, so this is why I really liked focused shadow boxing. Shadow boxing with a concept. So defensive shadow boxing, I think, is very important and could be fun to add to your training. It doesn't have to be all the rounds. You can do a first round of just feinting, a second round of defense and counter, the third round putting it together. So you can play with how you put these things together, but it's a concept I think you really should start adding to your training. All right. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. Make sure you keep liking and subscribing to Bazooka Kickboxing. Make sure you support the channel by supporting our sponsors. We have Hayabusa by going to Hayabusa Fight, linked below, very easy to get to. We have Perfect Sports Nutrition, code Bazooka20 will get you 20% off your supplements. And last but not least, bazookatraining.com, online training taught by me that you get online. Literally every single week you'll get brand new videos, and you'll get 3 videos a week, home videos, bag and pad work, tutorials, sparring drills, everything for you to learn at all different levels. The best part is less than $10 a month. So you have your gym membership, great. Have this to supplement your training at home, to learn, to explore. We have concepts ranging from beginners to advanced. All right, hope you enjoyed today. We'll see you next time here at Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA. Welcome to Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA online training. I'm Bazooka Joe Valtellini, the owner here at Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA. Over the past year, I've designed and created a website to teach Bazooka curriculum at home and across the world. The purpose of this website is for you to, 1, hit your fitness and health goals, all while learning world-class martial arts instruction from me. The beautiful thing about this website, it's geared for all levels. So if you're learning martial arts for the first time as a beginner, we help you progress into the bigger stages. And if you're a pro fighter, guess what? We have different fight concepts for you to improve your tool set and your skills in the ring or cage. As the fastest rising kickboxing world champion and a lifelong martial artist with over 30 years of experience, I've been able to combine my passion for martial arts and teaching to create this website. This website is going to give you some of the tricks, secrets, and inside look at some of the training I use to win my world title. Once you subscribe to this site, you're going to be getting weekly training videos and tutorials that you can do from anywhere. The sections are broken up into 3 parts. The first is bag workout. So if you have a bag at home or at your gym, you can use these workouts to supplement your training. The second is at-home workouts. A lot of us don't have the room for a bag or a bag in general, so these workouts are for no equipment needed and you can do them anywhere. And finally, the tutorial section. If you're having any problems with a specific technique or fight concept that's covered in any of the workouts, go to the tutorial section, learn the technique, and then go back to the workout, and this time, do it with proper technique. One of the added benefits once you subscribe is the forums section, where you can get a more personalized experience where you can ask questions and I'll be able to go in there and answer them. It's all about building a team and a community of martial artists helping each other grow. So subscribe now to get access to all the videos plus more so you can be part of the squad here at Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA.